You're welcome.
The 23rd of January, Rabbi Furst, Mishna Berura.
Hey, good morning again. This is Rabbi Shlomo Furst again. This is our second year Yeshiva Tzalman Nafshik here at Yerushalayim. Mr. Brewer, we're learning Siman Kuf Nun Ches, the halachas which are relevant to Netilas Yadayim in general, and also before a Suda, or when eating fruits or vegetables or meats, which are moistened by the various 7 different types of beverages. Okay, so we were, I believe, in the
Frequent
Mishna. Okay. Yeah, we need to return to the Macabre. We did the Ramah and the beginning of the Macabre. Yeah, okay, right. Sif Hay, and the second, well, we'll start from the beginning, get a running start. Yeah, Mary, you'd like to read? We'll begin with the Macabre, and then we're going to pick up where, I'll tell you where we'll pick up and look at the Mishnah Brewers.
Mary, you're muted.
Yeah, the plumber here, and they were making a lot of noise, so I turned my thing off. Thank you, Lou. Okay, so Sif Hay, it starts with Hanotel Yadav Lepeirot, Hareze Migase Haruach. Okay, so when one washes his hands for fruit, Hareze,
Right, so a person's going to be washing fruit, right?
Right.
And when the fruits are not moistened, they're dry, and there's no need, right? He's from Megasei Ruach. He's a show off.
Oh.
He's trying to show off.
So we're saying that if you let's say you come home from the market,
Right.
and you clean all your fruit off, and it's it's sitting in the bowl or whatever, and then it's dry, let's say by I don't know, a couple hours later. So then you wouldn't have to wash your hands if the fruit is dry?
No, if your hands are dry and or the fruit is dry, right? So you don't have to wash. However, if the fruit is wet and your hands are dry, or your hands are wet and the fruit is dry, then you have to wash your hands. As long as one of the two is wet, you should wash your hands. But if it's dry, both are dry, then you don't need to wash your hands. Unless, of course, as the Ramah went into, if your hands are dirty, and then you simply wash them off with soap, as you normally would. You no need to, and you shouldn't use a cup as normally would wash for most.
Okay, so then let's see the Ramah. It says V'davka shenotlan b'torat chiyuv. Okay, so one washes if it's a Torah obligation, I guess. Okay. So it's a Torah obligation. Okay. Aval im notli mishum nikuya.
One second. Well, Dafke shenotim b'Torah doesn't mean that it's a Torah obligation. It means that specifically when he's washing the Torah chiyuv, he's going ahead and it doesn't mean the Torah meaning midoraisa. The Torah he's doing it in the fashion of a chiyuv, with the pretext, the pretext that it's uh, an obligation. Not that it's a Torah obligation, just the pretext that it's a
Oh, okay.
obligation.
Okay. Aval im notli mishum nikiyut, but if he washes because of cleanliness, shelo hayu yadav nikiyot mutar. So, let's see, shelo, that he doesn't. No, it just said if he washes because of cleanliness, nikiyut, shelo hayu yadav nikiyot. That his hands are not dirty.
They're not clean. The key is Shelo
Oh,
Hayayam Naki.
Nikia. Oh, because his hands aren't clean.
But he's washing hands for cleanliness, so that's okay. You can do that. But again, he shouldn't wash it normally. Wash for bread or for wet fruits and vegetables and meat.
Okay. Okay, so let's see. So then it goes back to the Basar Tali and roasted meat. Yesh mi near midvarav afal pi she mohel tofeach alav dino beperot. Okay, so what with roasted meat? Yesh me that it appears that his words nevertheless shemohel. I'm not sure shemohel tofeach.
You have bashut roasted meat,
Okay.
right? So you have roasted meat. Yesh mi she nemar midivro. Yesh mi shenir midivro. There are those that appear to be saying from their words, afal pi, even though shemohel tefech alav, even though that the mohel is the juices of the meat that are coming out, roasted meat, it's
Oh,
pushing out all its juices, right? It's exuding all its juices.
okay. So
That's called the mohel. So roasted meat, which is pushing out all its juices, so and it's wet, it's moist from that. Dino kiperus, it has a din of perus, meaning you'll need to wash your hands because the meat is sufficiently moist to wash your hands for.
oh, okay. Let's see. The tavshil mechitim vehem gvuvim dino kaperot. Okay, so also if I guess from cooked wheat, vehem gevuchim. No, niguvim, and and it's dry, I guess.
Right. So, and with tavshil mechitim, you have some type of a food stuff made from wheat. Vehem negovim dino kiperes, and they are negovim. They had been apparently dried. Right? It's a din kiperes. It's a din like pears.
Oh, okay. Okay, very good.
Okay, let's see the.
Okay, so the first one would be kaf bet, it looks like. Kafbet. Okay. All right. Areze Megase Haruach. Okay. So let's see.
Well, okay, we did that yesterday. Let's jump to Chaf Dalid.
Oh, okay. That's fine. So Kaf Dalad Yesh Misha Nireh. I was talking about that it appears that certain sages do this. Okay, Katvu Achronim. It's the Achronim wrote the Chulei Alma Modim Bazeh the Mohal Hayotze Mi Habasar Alo Heshiv Mashkeh. So certain authorities say that these the drippings of the meat, I guess, are
That come out from the water. The Ronin write that according to all opinions, the Kuliyam, according to all opinions, they all agree, Modins all agree, because in this, the moil that the liquids that are coming out of the meat, Ayotzi minabas, they come out of the mandol choshev mashke. They're not considered to be a mashke.
oh, okay. Oh, okay. Ach im mashke tofeach mimayim she'alav shehudat kodem hatzliyah. So what if the liquid flows from water on it?
That
I guess like you're making a gravy or something.
Well, it says here like however, like this is the qualifying statement. However, im mashke tofeach mimayim sheno olav shehuda kodem hatzliya. If the meat is moist from the water that was used to wash it before it was roasted, meaning that's most likely, part of the kashering process of meat. After the shkita, you have to wash the meat from the blood, make sure the meat is clean. Then you have to salt it, right, and then you have to wash and rinse and soak the salt off the meat. So if the meat was still moist from the washing process, which water was used, then everyone agrees that that is considered to be Chita de Nikre Mashke. That's considered to be Mashke.
Okay.
What's mashka? What is mashka?
It's considered to be a beverage.
Oh. Okay. So then let's see. Ach im mashke tofeach mimayim alav shehudach kodem hatzliah. But if it's the liquid that flows from water on it, what shehudat kodem, that before the roasting,
Right.
hatzliah.
The water that it was soaked in before the roasting.
Oh, okay. Pashita shenikra mashke. But that is a liquid. Okay. Ella she'ein derek soli lihiyotofeach mehamayim shemitbayesh be'eit hatzali. So let's but ein derek soli, there's no way to roast liotofeach to for the water to flow. I guess when you're roasting it.
that in contrast, there's another situation that the general way it works is it's not the derech silios tefech mayim. It's not usually the way that meat that's roasted is tofik moist mayim from these waters. Why that they become
Dry up.
evaporated at the time of the sleep. So
Wow.
those waters, those in general, the meat which was and all meat was done properly, it was kashed properly, it was soaked and washed and rinsed. So all meat that's being cooked in one way or another is going to be moist from the water that it was soaked or rinsed out or applied to it. So you just don't do anything, and the process of roasting will evaporate and dry all the water off of the meat itself. So any water that it might have been moist with originally will no longer be there at the time that it's being roasted.
Oh, okay. Okay. V'da'at hagra, de'im huda b'mayim kodem hatzli, az gam al hamoher hayotze, me habasar yesh sham, or yesh shem mashkeh. Okay, so this is according to the Gra. I guess if one puts water on it before roasting, then it's also a mocha it comes out, I guess.
Right.
Comes out, okay. Of the meat, yesh shem mashkeh. It seems like he considers it a liquid.
Right.
Huh. Maybe people have different roasting techniques. Maybe, I don't know.
It makes a
So
difference.
according to the
If you roast it slow, you'll get a lot of liquid.
Yeah, but let's say, for example, you're roasting it on a barbecue.
right.
Then you get no liquid.
Then meat usually gets drier. I
Right,
thought.
because the liquid all drips down.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
If you put it into a pot and put it in the oven and put it on a relatively low temperature,
Oh, yeah, then it will get moist, right?
you get a large amount of gravy in the bottom of the pot.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Right. So you have so in general, the Mishnah Berurah is saying here that if you've been roasting your meat and it's moist from the juices that are coming out of the meat while it's been roasting. So in general, you don't have to wash your hands for that, according to most of the majority of the Achronim. Vilna Gaon is, but that's only even the Vilna Gaon was machmir. That's only if it's the water was there before you started roasting it. That water was wet for some reason, most likely because it was rinsed off. I mean, whether because rinsing took place because of the salting process, or I mean, it could be that people when depends if you have your steaks which you're gonna roast on your barbecue, whether you sometimes you may marinate them, sometimes you may just rinse them off, right? Sometimes, I mean, so
Yeah.
in general, most of the Achronim say that the water that was there originally before you started roasting it, that's going to be evaporated during the course of the roasting. The Vilna Gaon still machmer that even if that's the case, but still the liquids coming out of the meat at the time of roasting, then that'll be considered because there was water there previously, be like a continuation of the presence of water, moisture there before the roasting. So according to the Vilna Gaon, if it's moist because of the liquids coming out of the meat at the time of roasting, you should wash your hands according to the Vilna Gaon. But in general, according to our posting, we don't have to be concerned about that.
Okay.
Okay, let's continue on.
Okay, so this was the Haim Niguvim, and it dries up. This was, I think, we were talking about the cooked wheat now. Otzelamar Shenit Nagvu Merotev Shalehem. Let's see, the Ilu Haim Tovchim Meharotev. Haim Bikulal Davar Shetibulo B'mashkev Tzarich Netilat Yadayim. Okay, so that is to say, what if it dries up from the gravy on it, the ilu hain that even if it's still wet from gravy.
Well, we have here Rav Shlomo Shenignavu Merotev. So these tafshel of chitim made from wheat. If it's wet, excuse me, it's been dried, then it has a den of perus. I mean, it has a den of perus which are now dry, right?
Right.
Rav Shlomo Shenignavu Merotev. So they've been dried off from the liquid that was on them. The ilu haim tofim Merotev him because davish toivu masket tzorich until you die.
Then you need to do it.
So let's say you have now this is let's say you have spaghetti, and macaroni, right? Now we learned, if you remember, we learned in Sif Katan Tes Zion Chalav. We learned about milk, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you look back in Tes Zion. You have it there, Mary Lou.
That Zion. Hold on.
This is in the Mishna Berura we're looking?
Right.
That's Zion.
That's the way back. Okay, hold on.
Right column.
Right column. Oh, yeah, right at the top with chalav.
That's right.
Oh, okay, so v'huadin me chalav. Oh, hema, even butter. Kashe nit mocha.
It's melted.
That's melted.
When you have butter which is melted.
Oh, okay. L'chein hatovel bahem devar ma'achal tzarik lito yadav.
So
Okay.
So let's say you have your spaghetti and you melt butter onto your spaghetti.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's the case over here. You're gonna have to wash your hand.
Wow. Okay. With a ve'im haya hachema, and if the butter karusha ain tzarik lito yadav. What's karusha?
Rusha is that it's congealed.
Oh. So if it's no longer considered a liquid then, if it congeals.
Right. If it's congealed, right.
Wow. Huh.
Okay, let's see Chavav, back to us. In comparison, as a din of halachic status of payers.
Okay, so it's a okay, so it says V'achronim hiskimu demine tavshil. Okay, so the Achronim agree that it's the law of something that's cooked. Kevan she'ein derech legabo.
The mini types of, meaning the many types of tabshil, types of prepared foods.
Oh, prepared foods. Kevan she'ein derech lega bo biyad elo lecho bekaf. Okay, so it's not what the general way to require washing.
If in general,
To eat with one's hand,
it's not the way that you touch it with your hands. Ela lo'ochel b'kaf, you eat it with a spoon, or let's say or a fork. Ain't sort natila. So then therefore your spaghetti drenched in butter sauce, right? Since
Mhm.
probably most people don't eat their spaghetti with their hands, the normal way of eating spaghetti is with the fork. So then therefore you would not have to wash your hand.
Uh-huh. Okay, so afilu im nogea bo b'derech.
But yeah, even if you would touch it from time to time. I think we're gonna well, let's review this tomorrow because it's
Okay,
I
so
think we've come to our
kaf
time.
tomorrow.
So remember, we'll review Chafwab tomorrow, Mitzvah.
Yeah, it's a long one, it looks like.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
not gonna rush through it.
It's a longish.
Mitzvah. Okay, very good. Everyone should have a wonderful day. Hope to see you all tomorrow, Mitzvah.
Okay, you
Okay.
too.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shkoyach, Meir.
Baruch Tiyah, thank you.
Good.